in this lecture, we will talk about sketch the graph of the systems of inequalities. But right here, the first inequality is no longer a line. Okay, it has x squared, so for sure it's not a line anymore. The second one is a line because the exponent x and y is 1. Okay, so this example is different. Now let's see how to do this one, because there are two inequalities here, so that's a system. Again, there are two steps. Step 1 is always to sketch the equation instead of inequality. Okay, equation. The first one, if you put the equal sign over there, that's x squared equals 8 minus 8y. This one looks like we didn't see that before, but actually that's not the case. So you want to do is that solve for y to change this one to the one we put y on one side, and then see that if we actually did this one or not. Okay, so there are some little bit more steps right here. Solve for y for both. Okay, you see right here, if you want to solve for y, is isolate y, and then you minus 8 on both sides. You cancel this positive negative 8. So right hand side is just negative 8y right here. That's right hand side. Left hand side is x squared minus 8. So I put on the right. It was on the left. Okay. And then solve for y, you divided both sides divided by negative 8. Negative 8 divided by negative 8 is positive 1. So 1 times y, you have a y on the left. Right hand side, there is a 1 in front of x squared. Okay, so that's why we have a 1 over 8 negative times x squared. And here negative 8, we got positive 1. Negative 8 divided by negative 8 is positive 1. And we see this one looks familiar. That's a parabola. Okay, so, and here is the same. Actually, we know here is is a line, but we probably don't need those two steps. But since we did right here, we can do the same thing. Minus 8 on both sides, cancel this one, positive negative 8. So right hand side is just 8y. Right hand side is x minus 8. Okay, x minus 8. And then divided by 8 on both sides. Positive 8, negative 8. 8 divided by 8 is just 1. So 1 times y is y. That's on the left. On the right, again, there is a 1 in front of it. Okay, so that's why we got 1 over 8 times x. And here, negative 8 divided by 8 is negative 1. So we know this is a line. And this is a parabola. Okay, again, step 1 is always sketch the equation. If it doesn't look like familiar, change the form to see if we have done this before. Okay, so you can see this is a parabola, this is a line. Up to here, there are two options for you. One is that this is a parabola, and then you plug in 5 points. Okay, you find out 5 points. plug in 5 different values for x. Okay, so x equals -2. You plug in here -1/8 times -2 squared plus 1. You know -2 squared is 4, and -1/8 times 4 is -1/2. Okay, and then plus 1 is +1/2. So that's why we have +1/2 here. And that's -2 +1/2. And x is -1. You plug in here. -1 squared is +1 times -1/8. So still is -1/8. And you know 1 is 8 divided by 8. The first term is -1/8. The second one is 8/8. So when you do the addition, it's 8 minus 1. That's 7/8. So -1, 7/8. Okay, that's another pair. Do the same thing for x. When x is 0. Plug in 0 here, -1/8 times 0 squared plus 1. 0 squared is still 0 times -1/8 is still 0. So the answer is 1 for this case. Okay. And then for x equals 1, you plug in here. That's 1 squared. -1/8 times 1 squared. -1 squared is +1. 1 squared is also +1. Okay? So we have the same answer. Because 1 times -1/8 is still -1/8. So those two values are the same. And so is the case for 2. -2 squared is +4. And 2 squared is also +4. Okay? So right here, what we get is that values will be the same, or half. It's because 2 squared is 4, and 4 times 1/8, that's -1/2. Right here. Here there is a negative sign. And then plus 1, similar case. -1/2 plus 1 is +1/2. So you have 5 points. Okay? So where are those 5 points? It's right here. -2, 1/2. X is -2. Y is 1/2. So this point. Okay? Yeah, I can put it right here. Let me mark it. -2, 1/2. This point. X is -1. Y is 7/8. So that's 1/8 to 1. Okay? So this point. X is -1. Y is 7/8. Okay? And x is 0. Y is 1. So 0, 1 is right here. And then x is 1, y is 7/8. That's the point right here. X is 1, y is 7/8. Okay? And x is 2, you have 1/2 right here. X is 2, y is 1/2. Because from here to here is 1. Okay? How about intersections? Intersections for this one is that all the points on x-axis with y-coordinate 0. Okay? So for this one, if y is 0, then 8 times 0 is 0, so you have x squared is just 8. X squared is 8, x is positive, negative, radical 8. 8 is 4 times 2, and radical 4, radical 2 times each other is radical 8. Radical 4 is 2. Radical 2 is still radical 2. So 2 times radical 2 is 2.828. Again, here it has positive negative sign. Okay. So basically right here, 2.8 is quite close to 3. And negative 2.8 is also quite close to 3. Okay, it's not really 3 yet. It's the point right here. Okay, that's the intersection. Okay. Yeah. So you may mark here. That's negative 2.828. 0. Okay. You may also mark here 2.8 0. Okay. You may write 2.828. I don't have a space here, so I just write 2.8. Okay. Okay, now you know this is parabola, this equation. This is the line. That's an easy case. Okay. 1x is 0, you plug in here. 1/8 times 0 is 0, minus 1 is negative 1. So 0, negative 1, where is that? X is 0, where is negative 1? So 0, negative 1 is right here, this point. Okay. You plug in 8 here for x. 1x is 8. 1/8 times 8. 8 cancel 8. So it's 1 minus 1, which is 0. So 8, 0 is this point. Okay. For a line, you only need 2 points, and then you connect it. You then have the equation, the line for this equation.